Hey, Jonathan from Buffalo Modular, and behind me is one of the limited series homes. This home sits about 2,100 square feet. As you can see, there's an attached garage and front porch on this house as well. It's coming together really, really nicely, and so thought we'd do an update video on this house. So this is the limited 1.3 was the starting point for this house. And so if you look at the plans on the site, you'll see that it's designed and laid out for a garage off the side if you're going to do one, not really off the front. And so clearly we've modified this plan. You'll get a chance to see it on the inside and that, but we've tweaked kind of the bedroom space and tweaked primarily the kitchen space. It doesn't have that back kitchen space that you see as part of the default design of the house. But a few things to point out to you here. As we just talked about, we got a big front load garage off the front of the house, which adds some depth to the house. The double dormers on this front porch adds another level of depth. And then they did the black windows, black soffit and fascia, matching gutters and downspouts, which looks great as well. And then a vertical white siding on the house. So let's walk in through this. We'll walk through the front door on this thing. So we're standing right inside the front door, and again, this is the limited 1.3, so as you're kind of referencing this, look at the design of the home and then see the tweaks and modifications so that, that this homeowner made to kind of make it what they wanted it specifically to be. There is the dining room space off the front door, just like that plan. You know, kitchen and living room space are in the same locations, but they've made some modifications to that as well. This post here specifically is a load-bearing point, and so it's laid out in a way that makes it as non-intrusive as possible. So if you look at the initial plan, it kind of plans for some kind of cubby stuff along here, and then also on that side over there. They elected to eliminate all of that stuff because they didn't need it, didn't want it, and you know, quite frankly, there's quite a few site-built home plans that have load-bearing points in the middle of the home. So it's not unusual, it's not unusual, it's just not preferred to have something like that, but you can work around these sorts of things pretty easily. And the nice part about where this specifically is in the house is it's kind of at a break point between the spaces. It's, you know, you got your hallway space here, you got your dining room space, your kitchen space, and then living room, and so it's kind of at this kind of corner, if you will, of those different spaces, which kind of best case scenario, I suppose. So they have a fireplace in here, which is covered up with a big sheet of drywall right now, but it's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful fireplace. So they have the fireplace in here, shiplap behind it, looks really, really nice. The triple window here on the back of the house, with a single man door on the back, full glass man door on the back. And then the kitchen space here is just beautiful. Nice and big kitchen space, a big, big island with an overhang off the back side of it for bar stools and that. Obviously you can see where the range is gonna go in and where the fridge is, dishwasher, sink, all of that. And then a corner pantry. So the other layout of this house has like a back kitchen space. So the kitchen would end, you know, essentially like right where the island is. And then the island turns and comes over this way instead and kind of sits perpendicular, well, yeah, perpendicular to the living room space. And so they've messed with this quite a bit. Again, made it their own. That's really the goal, is to do that. But I think it lays out really, really nicely this way, kind of integrates really nicely with the rest of the space, and allows for a larger kitchen space that's a part of the rest of the home. The overall kitchen footprint is basically the same as it was, but how it's utilized is very, very different. So they have this countertop in here, or countertop and cabinet, I should say, that kind of comes in around into being really available from all sides here, which is kind of a unique sort of design and idea. It certainly is going to be a bit of a drop zone, I'm sure. Whether they want it to or not, I'm sure it just will naturally. You know, cabinets in here into the corner, Lazy Susan in the corner here, and then you know, their range, and they'll do a microwave range hood here, and it'll be vented out the side. You got windows on either side of the range, which is nice, adding some extra light in here. Those are fixed windows, so that's something to be mindful of and to think about what you want those things to be. I'll just point that out because it is an important thing to be aware of and be thinking about. I do like going with a different colored island in here. They're really playing off the whites and the blacks on the outside of the house with doing the white cabinets and the black cabinet pulls and countertop on the island, which is really nice. And then, like I said, this corner pantry that they have in here with a whole lot of storage in there, which is awesome. And then sink overlooking the backyard space. So come around here and we have our dining room space. Very clear designation of spaces, but they're all kind of open to each other. This is a little bit more open than I think the default starting point of the plan actually is. A little bit more open, but it looks nice. It's lets a lot of natural light into the whole of the living space, which is awesome. They have an office off here. I know they work from home, and so having an office in the house is a pretty key and fantastic thing. And so I'm imagining probably desk is going to probably go here because they got the transom window up here, so it allows for that wall to be usable and functional, but not really get in the way of how the space kind of plays out. Didn't even mention this closet off the front door. I forgot to mention that part, which is an important thing to be thinking about and being mindful of. Vinyl plank floor all through this common space looks really, really good. I love this color. And I will say, while I probably wouldn't do it in my house, I will say I do really like the flooring with this wall color. I think it looks really nice. It's a nice color. It's really soft and warm. I like it a lot. One of the two spare rooms here, a big stack of screens in here that they'll wait to put in until after the house is already finished and completed. Here you can see their front porch with maintenance-free decking. And we come back through here. Here's our basement this way, and then hall bath right here. Single molded fiberglass tub shower surround with a shelf on the back side of it to be able to store all your shampoos and soaps and all the fun stuff. Fairly large vanity in this hall bath with countertops that were put in on site. Again, going with the whites and blacks. I really love that. I think it's a really, really nice look and tasteful. And then obviously that's going to be the toilet. It's going to go in there. So we come around and we have, let's see here, we have our garage access, louver door off the laundry. That's another important thing to be aware of, and note that that's going to be a requirement on the laundry room door. Laundry space in here, white countertop with the black veining in here to go against the black with the white veining in that bathroom. Again, going with the whites and blacks. I really like that a lot. And then here's the other bedroom. This window, I believe, is going in the basement, I think, but I'd have to look and see. And then this is something to be mindful of as well, is what your closet doors are. What do you want your closet doors to be? These are what's called a bifold door. You can do a lot of different doors. You could do swing doors in here. You could do pocket doors. Well, you couldn't do pocket doors in this specific instance, but there's a lot of things that you can do for stuff like that. So just be mindful of that and be thinking about that sort of thing. They went with a nice 2-panel interior doors, which I like a lot, in the black hardware, hinges and door handles, which looks really, really nice. And then this is the primary suite. Nice big space. They went with a junction box for a fan to go in here. And then you come in through and you have your closet, and then off the closet you have the bathroom. So let's turn the light on here. It's hard to see in here. There's so much natural light. I didn't even realize that the lights weren't even on in the house. They went with a tile shower, tile up to the ceiling. Another important thing to think about. Do you want it all the way to the ceiling? Do you want it to stop before it gets to the ceiling? Barn glass door on this. Looks really nice. Fiberglass base. You could potentially do a tile base in there. What some folks will do when they're planning on this, I mean, obviously it's less expensive to do fiberglass base, but the other thing is cleaning. You gotta think about your cleaning, because somebody's gonna have to clean this thing, and that's the issue of why people don't like tile, is cleaning the floor of a tile floor is frustrating and difficult to do because all the grout and stuff like that. So if you decided to do a fiberglass base with tile walls. You still get the look of the tile, but not all the frustration of the tile, which is a happy medium, I'll say. And then you got this big double vanity in here, really nice big veins in this countertop. I really like that design a lot. It looks really, really good. Hey, hope this is helpful to you as you're thinking about your building project, thinking about the design process, all of the potentials of what can and can't be done. Certainly didn't show anything that can't be done, I guess, but we showed a lot of things that you can do. If you look at, again, you look at the original design of this limited series 1.3, and you look at this floor plan compared to what you're looking at here in this video, you'll see that they've modified quite a bit to this house plan. Now, it still has its original overall design in terms of bedrooms over here and kitchen and dining room, living room sort of spaces and stuff. But they've tweaked quite a bit of things on here, which showcases the ability to modify your plans. They're not set in stone by any means. The importance of having a plan is that we know when we're giving you a quote, we know that we're talking about the same things, because you're saying, hey, I want this house, and I'm giving you a quote on a house that says, hey, this is the house that you would like a quote on. So it's important to notate as many things as you can, as early on as you can, so that we can be on the same page as quick as possible, so that you're able to make a confident decision on whether this is a good project for you or not. Obviously, it's not for everybody. Building is not for everybody. Building with us is not for everybody, believe it or not. But it is for some. And we really love the design process and helping you get into a home that's designed specifically for you and with your needs and wants and desires in mind. And so we'll work through that entire process with you and help you design a beautiful home for you and your family. So if you have any questions on this house, feel free to reach out. If you're watching this and saying, hey, it looks like some time has passed. This building site was a huge puddle of water through the whole building site for quite some time, had to dry out for quite a while. So there was quite a long time frame of no activity on this particular property, just due to the specifics of the property. And even now, you can even still see there's a pond in the backyard, even now, after it's dried out for many months now. But we're nearly there. The house is nearly done, and I wanted to get a chance to walk through this here to show you what's done, what are the possibilities of building modular, what are the things you can do, can't do, and trying to understand all of those things. So reach out to us about your building project. Tell me what house you're interested in, layout that you might be interested in, and then keep in mind those elevations are purely just that. They're ideas for your house, whether you like them or not. And just tell me whether you like them or don't like them, things that you want or don't want. And that way we can be on the same page with your building project. So thanks again for watching. Reach out, any questions you got about this whole thing. Thanks again.